Hey guys, it's the Olivia Line Regret here, and we will be momentarily moving. My chair's not in the way. I don't think it is, but I do need to move my mic a bit further back. So at this point, you can still hear me, which is a good thing over here. Now I'm gonna lay down because I need to tell you a little bit of methodology and how sleeping works, and that's what I learned when I was trying to trill my arms because that got me thinking, hey, this isn't working when I'm sitting down or standing. Just drilling. So instead, what I decided to do is I'll lay down because when you actually go to sleep, you know how you go to sleep and people say, oh, you're a snorer or you snore a lot? It's because if you're sleeping on your back, your tongue is flaccid and limp. And what ends up happening is it rolls back. It's not right here. The tip of your teeth, it never is when you're sleeping. It goes left, right, especially when you're laying on your back, it all falls straight back to around there, around there. That's where you get the snoring when you're breathing out. It's like it's kind of like that. And so that's kind of how I think of it when you roll your R. Now, there are a few videos I've actually looked at where they say it is like that. You want to have your tongue in a specific position. Alright, I moved it down. I don't know if you can hear me better. Okay, I'm having issues with my mic. But yeah, I know it's like my day is worse right now. Where it's a sigh. It's like that's how you want to get into the motion when trilling your R's. Don't people might just say, "Oh yeah, blow out air," or trill, and it's like they might just say like, "Oh, blow out air," or they might say trill, like just trill. Now that's not a good example because they're not telling you exactly how to get into that method. So I'm gonna tell you it now. Start on the bed by laying down because you're gonna notice that your tongue naturally just feels a bit more relaxed. Mainly because we're always in that state sleeping while laying down. So your tongue is usually a bit more relaxed and less tense, like it usually is when you're sitting or standing. Mainly because we just use the tongue muscle, a lot when we speak. So lay down on the bed, and you want to have your tongue around your the top of your teeth right there, and you kind of just let it sit against there, and you're just gonna notice how relaxed it feels. And from there, you kind of just want to breathe out. You want to practice breathing out, and then you want to practice sighing, like sighs of relief. Like my day is horrible right now, like that. And I've seen a few videos online from back then where they're like, you want to have your tongue in this position and just sigh. That's a good example. That is a good example. It's not breathe out or anything. It's sigh. And it'll sound like that. It won't be like, but because your tongue is at the top of your mouth, the air gets displaced and it might squeeze through. Um, it just won't sound like this. So yeah, have your lay down and have your tongue like that for a bit and keep practicing breathing and sighing. And then eventually you can take it a step further and try and say some word in Spanish But have that always in your mind about sighing, like a sigh of relief or a sigh of anger. And just have it there all the time. And then when you get skilled enough with it, you can start leaning, like you're still laying down, but you can lean up a bit and try it, keep trying it, and trying it until you can put your tongue in that same position while sitting up, like how I am right now, and just do it. And then eventually, when you do that, and you keep going and going and going, you now want to have it to where you want to hold your tongue in that position, not just like this, where I'm sighing and my tongue is moving a lot. Now you want to focus and have your tongue sit there, a bit rigid, but um, you want to have it focused around the tip of, like, right behind your teeth, and then sigh again. Keep trying that. But you want to hold it there. Remember, you want to hold your tongue there. So it sounds a lot like this. Oh, I can't even. Can I not pick up that sound with my mic? I'm trying, but my mic won't pick it up. Hold on, let me mess with the filter a bit. Alright, 96 decibels. That's as high as it can go right now. That's what it'll sound like when you can hold it. You know it's not picking up anymore. What's the issue? Perro. 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 Guitarra. Guitarra. Okay, I can say it with regular words, but I just can't say it in a breath. And it can't pick it up from my mic when I say it in a breath like that. Yeah, it just doesn't pick it up for some reason. Yeah, okay, right here, I know if I turn off everything like this, it should sound like this when, oh yeah, my mic is gonna sound horrible, by the way, but it should sound like this when you do it right, when you're laying down, and then you go to leaning up a bit, and then sitting all the way up like me. It should sound a lot like this when you do it right. Again, sigh first. And keep your tongue up in that position. Hold it there. And then eventually you can stop thinking about it like that. Again, that's with breath. I mean, that's just with breath. That's not with voice or anything. That's just that's just with breath. But once you add your voice into it, it sounds a bit more different. Like if we're gonna roll the R, or R. Stay with me now. R, R, E, R, E, R, R. How they say it in Spanish. R, R doble, meaning double R. Los R's dobles, the double R's. But yeah, you just wanna have it like that. So I recommend practicing while laying down. I will lay down as well, just to show you the positions I'll be at various heights. I'll add a little marker about what you should do and exercise. But yeah, once you get down to that and trill like how I am, that can be applied to, just like what we saw earlier in the video, that can be applied to Italian, Spanish, Russian, other languages that use R's in that way. Never from your throat, like how I told you, how they called me the throat goat. Never in your throat. See, my tongue here is straight down at the bottom of my teeth, because that's how confident it is that I can do it that way. I can I can purposefully talk Spanish wrong, basically, just because I know the two different ways you roll your R's, and I know that one of them goes with French, but I've been trying to apply that way to Spanish, and that was wrong. But I just can. So, français, franc, franc. Je suis français. Je suis français. Je suis franc. Remember, but also for me, so je suis français. Je suis français. Je suis français. Franc. Je suis français, which is I am French, and you can tell that it's not from trilling. Je suis français. That was a trill from the top of my tongue. Je suis franc. That is from the back. Je suis. Je suis franc. Je suis franc. Je suis franc. Je suis franc. That is from my teeth. But because you say things in French, it's not prominent there that it just might not sound like it's a trill from the Spanish way, the Spanish method of trilling. Oh, they say you want to have your teeth like, you want to have your mouth wide when you say like smiling. Perro, 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 perro. But you can also have your teeth more puckered in. Ferrocarril. See how I said ferro? That's more in. But then I said carril, and that's more open, smiling. But yeah, I feel like languages, when you learn them, you can throw your own spin in there a bit, because the way that they tell you on the channels on YouTube is you always have to have your tongue right here, and it always has to be the tip of your tongue, but it doesn't always have to be. See this? That's the tip of my tongue. But if you see this, that's not the tip of my tongue. That's me layering that front half of my tongue against the roof of my mouth, so it's more flattened out. So it's not just the tip of my tongue there, it's also the flat part too. But people say you want to have your tongue more pointed up like that, but I might have it like this. And see how it vibrates. But if I point it up the way they tell me, it still vibrates. It might vibrate differently, but that's what I feel like it is with the language. If you know it enough, you can say certain things in a different way. You can say certain things in a different way and get away with saying it slightly differently, but never 100% wrong. Like this. Perro. 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 It's not trilled, by the way. I might have it up there, but it's just a reflex. It's not actually trilling from the tongue. It is trilling from the back of the throat. Perro. 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 Yeah, that is the French way, and that is 100% wrong. It's not just by me or by YouTube, looking at it from YouTube, it's from my friends. If it's anyone that you should trust, it's people who are native, who know the things more than you do. But also, when you learn something from them, it doesn't hurt to put your own spin on it, as long as you know that you're not doing it 100% wrong like you were before. Because your method, even though you have your own method to it, it's not wrong. It's like how Angel K has her own method to rolling her R's. It's not wrong. I have my own method to rolling my R's. It's not wrong. We all have our own ways. So for now, I'm going to teach you how to lay down properly, the different heights and positions you can perform it at, and then I will try and just tell you some things. But yeah. So at this position, here, it is good. You just want to relax and put your tongue at the top of your mouth. And yeah, breathe and sigh. And you should sound like a snake if you do it right. You should sound like a snake. From laying down here, yes, you'll sound like a snake. And then that was breathing, so now we sigh. And it's pretty much just like a sharper breath. And you'll hear that. You'll hear that sound where it sounds like a wind tunnel or like a snake. When you sigh, and then you can lean up a bit and do it. And then you can sit up like this. But yeah, practice like that and have your tongue in that position. Again, you want to try, if you can, over there, hold it, but it doesn't hurt to start loose as well, with a loose tongue, like as I mentioned before, when you're sleeping, where it's a bit more relaxed. But you can also hold in that position too while doing it. But I will tell you, when it's loose like that, like how it is, you will actually get more better results than how I just showed you when my tongue was always in this position up here. It always was. But you wanna get into the habit of loosening it a bit. So have it sit like right before, but not actually touching. But later on in life, when you roll, you can have it touching. You can have it touching. You can start it out with it touching, because you know that when you roll, it's gonna separate from that point, but some parts will still be touching, and then air is tightly sealed there, and it just goes out. This is starting from touching, and then this is before touching, like just right before. Same results, really, but it might sound slightly different. But yeah, I am you, Live, You Learn, Regret, and I will see you in the next video. Soy you live, you learn, you regret. I'm gonna try and say my outro in Spanish, because I've never actually done that before. And I'm not gonna say me amo. I won't. Soy. We'll say soy. But I'm gonna say it with all the filters turned back on. Here? Yes, from here. So here I am. No, I just said I'm you, live, you learn, I said I'm you, live, you learn, regret, and I'll see you in the next video. I don't exactly know all of parts of my name in Spanish, because I know about live, vivir, I know about learn, aprender, Um, I just don't know about regret really, and it's not, it's not regret, it's not it's not regresar because that is to return something. Um, we'll keep that part in English really, but for everything else, we'll say it in Spanish. So how I would say my outro in Spanish: Soy, live, y learn, y write. I might have to jump cut to this till I really get it down. But I've never done this. I might make Spanish content in the future. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Soy, live, y learn, y regret, y te veré en el video próximo. Until next time, guys.